What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, just very quickly, I do want to say, in this gameplay right here, I'm about to show you guys the best thing in the universe on shipment. Now, I'm sure tons of you guys have already recognized this, but if you're like me, and you always assume that the bigger the kill streak, the better, well, don't assume that this time around, because the AC-130, due to obviously spawn, protection and stuff like that, is garbage on shipment. The Wilson is the way to go. Again, I know a lot of people stray away from this streak because it sucks across the other maps, but in shipment, it is a killing machine. I mean, you'll get 2, 3, maybe even 4 times the amount of kills that you would get compared to an AC-130. So make sure you guys give that a try. And also, please stop sleeping on the P90, ladies and gentlemen. This SMG is a absolute demon machine. But ladies and gentlemen, if you've been in the Call of Duty scene for a very long time, an OG of this whole franchise, you know that this season is probably one of the best seasons for the whole community because obviously the Christmas noobs are coming to town. Everybody who's looking to jump into Modern Warfare 2 or waiting to get this as a gift or waiting to gift it to another friend or family are coming in late to the show. They're going to be coming in level 1s, not knowing anything about the game, barely any weapons, and just like every other tradition, they are going to get absolutely stomped. But sadly, as you guys know, since Modern Warfare 2019, the matchmaking has removed this tradition from Call of Duty ever since. Shoot, even before that a little bit. I would even say partially in Black Ops 4. I think Black Ops 4 was just, such a skillful game that it didn't matter how much skill-based matchmaking might have been tuned, because if you were good at BO4, you could still take on a full team, if you really think about it, in a game of like TDM or something like that sort, not an OBJ game mode. But once Modern Warfare 2019 came along, you could tell the matchmaking just stepped it up a whole nother notch. And obviously, we had to say bye-bye to all the Christmas noobs. Now, what inspired me to go ahead and make this commentary was a post that I saw while I was scrolling through Twitter by Charlie Intel. Now, this is not a recent post. It was something that was actually brought up by a ton of the people on Twitter. So, obviously, it was circulating around, and I was able to see it. It was a post from December 24th, 2015 by Charlie Intel saying, "Christmas noobs have started to show up in Black Ops 3. And seeing that leaderboard, seeing that scoreboard right there, with a level 7, a level 19, a level 44, a level 1, a level 38, a level 21, a level 25, a level 29, a level 2, a level 3, a level 14, these numbers would be non-existent current date. And again, I understand not every single game you should be pub stomping, especially if you are in a full 6-man party. But being a solo player, this, like I said, was a treat. Back in the day, yeah, you would get competitive matches every once in a while. And yes, you would get your casual matches every once in a while. That's how the matchmaking worked. It was pretty much 50-50 across the board. It was pretty much a luck factor to what type of lobby that you're going to go ahead and experience. But once Christmas season came around, you knew, especially as a solo player, it is time to absolutely eat up and have the time of your life. And this image right here is proof, in my personal opinion, about how good it was back in the day being a solo player. Nowadays, you would never, ever in a million years see a list like this one that's laid out in front of you. Also, just on a little side tangent here, seeing the map voting screen, oh my god, it's like features like this are so simplistic that the whole community love, yet it's the hardest thing to see reintroduced back into Call of Duty. Nobody asked for map voting to be removed. Honestly, it's just such a handy feature, and even though I do understand it would make it a little harder and more challenging for certain maps to come up in the rotation, I still think this would be just outstanding for the COD community to see return. And also the lobby leaderboards, like everything, like this was this was 2015, bro. I mean, it was a decent amount of time away, but all of these core features, things that we loved as a community, are vanishing from COD. Lobby leaderboards, map voting, no noob lobbies like this around Christmas season. This is tradition, and it's being completely stripped from the experience that we all know and love. And it's not like the experience of the Christmas noobs were completely ruined because of this, overall trend, because they were used to it. Anybody who purchased the game during Christmas knew that Call of Duty is a hardcore game. There's going to be tons of people who get it day one. There's going to be tons of people who are grinding it. There's going to be tons of people who are leveled up. They already know what they're getting into. They know they're coming into the game late, and they expect the competition to be one step up. And even with that knowledge and that mindset, they still don't have to compete that much because, like I said, back in the day, good old classic, real skill-based matchmaking in Call of Duty allows for a mixed experience. So even though they would be thrown into higher skill lobbies where they might get whooped up, at the same time, they'll be able to get into lobbies of their own skill level and also lobbies that, you would consider a God lobby where they can finally stomp out and truthfully enjoy the overall game. And to be honest, I know there's going to be a ton of people in the comment section, as there always are, saying, Well, all you want to do is stomp out noobs. Anybody who wants to see Christmas noobs, all you want to do is get easy lobbies. All you want to do is pub stomp. You don't want any competition. You can't play COD. You suck because you have to verse low skill level players. It really isn't that personal. Like I said, it's tradition. It's the same thing like how freshmen coming, fresh into high school and the seniors rough them up a little bit. It's nothing personal. They're not trying. They don't want to, intentionally want to torture these kids for their whole life. It's just, like I said, it's tradition. You rough it up a little bit. You show them partially into the ways of what you're introducing them into, and then they grow up into it. Just like a high schooler or a freshman will grow up into high school, and then they eventually become the senior, and they're completely experienced in high school. Same thing with Call of Duty. They buy the game fresh at Christmas. They come in, they get roughed up a little bit. We expect them to come on into the experience, and that roughing up will make them harder, make them better, and then they will eventually improve, and now they're, veterans in the Call of Duty experience. It is simply tradition. I mean, even back in the day, you guys obviously remember this. You remember the Black Ops 2, message board when Treyarch was telling everybody to take it easy on the Christmas noobs? What happened to these days? What happened to these moments? This is what made Call of Duty so fresh and interesting. There were like tiny miniature events across the whole year in Call of Duty that weren't official. They weren't official events at all, but the community made them official. And then obviously the developers pick it up and they make it partially a trend. Things like, obviously Michael Myers or Infected, for example, these game modes that were community made and then built up and then moved over by the developers. Same thing when it comes to, traditions like this, Christmas noobs, we started this. We made this. The developers picked it up and now out of nowhere, it vanished. It's just, it hurts to see this game becoming such a competitive game, I guess I should say, when it comes to the casual side of COD. And it's not even like the game is competitive to even begin with in Modern Warfare 2. Let's be honest here. Infinity Ward never made that good of competitive COD experiences. That's Treyarch's, main thing. Treyarch makes the best competitive skill gap CODs known to mankind. Infinity Ward has always been a noob-friendly, casual game development studio. That's what they do. And that's what I always played Infinity Ward titles for. It was no skill-based matchmaking. Well, it was skill-based matchmaking, but very toned down back in the day. You would hop into a game like COD 4 and Modern Warfare 3. Tons of newbie things, tons of cheese. But again, you can still casually enjoy the experience. Now, current day, we fast forward. Not only is it an extremely noob-friendly game, but on top of that, we have skill-based matchmaking cranked up to the max. It's not a combination that makes any sense, and it's not a combination that plays fun at all. And like I said, during holiday seasons like this, the whole community is going to have to basically throw away this tradition. We have to forget about Christmas noobs because I really genuinely do not think, up to Activision and stuff like that, they're never going to allow this to happen ever again. And I do want to go ahead and make this very clear that I do understand that Call of Duty nowadays is just an extremely sweaty game. I've made multiple commentaries about this in the past. Very hot, spicy takes, playing devil's advocate a bunch, talking about how certain things might be good, possibly with skill-based matchmaking at the end of the day, or we might be seeing things from a different perspective, like I just said, with how players are naturally just becoming sweatier, and even if skill-based matchmaking was removed, will we notice? Just little topics like that are being thrown out here. But I do understand that at the end of the day, the players are becoming sweatier. But seeing low-leveled players is non-existent, especially around the holiday season. And again, I don't want to see low-level players 24/7. I get it, And honestly, level doesn't mean anything when it comes to how good a player is at a game. But it just feels so weird being in the holiday season. Christmas is right around the corner. Christmas is going to drop. And my lobbies are going to be stuffed to the brim with level 250s. And again, on a typical day, I'm used to this stuff nowadays. I'm used to the competition. I'm not that salty. But during the holiday seasons, I just expect to go right through with tradition again. I've been doing it since the beginning of time. Call of Duty 4, I did it. World at War, I did it. Modern Warfare 2, I did it. Modern Warfare 3, I did it. Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2, I did it. Call of Duty Ghost, I did it. All the Call of Duty games across the board, I have been there for the Christmas season. I was, once at a time, the person who got stomped at Christmas, and then I became the person who did the stomping. And like I said, the tradition continued on. And it sucks to see it go. But ladies and gentlemen, do me a massive favor. Go down in the comment section and leave your opinions about how you feel about this overall topic. Do you think I'm crazy? Do you think all I want to do is just stomp out noobs all the time? Or do you agree with me and, you kind of miss this tradition? Because honestly, in my personal opinion, I don't think it's wrong with having, one time a year where all the noobs are pouring into the game and they have to deal with, the veteran skilled players. I don't see anything wrong with that. It was never a problem in the beginning. It got me turned up in the game. It made me want to perform better when I first came in at Christmas. It also made me a ton of friends. But the way they're handling matchmaking now is that, they're trying to put us in our own little, safe spaces, It's ridiculous. Everybody's getting a manipulated experience instead of just throwing us into a game where the matchmaking is completely randomized and, our skill level is set. If you're a good player, you're a good player. If you're a bad player, you're a bad player, and just leave it at that. Call of Duty is so manipulated nowadays that it just completely disgusts me. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. If I hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe with that notification button. Also, want to chat with me, there's two we do so, Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also want to catch me live streams of video games, do over on Twitch. Link is in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.